The main parts of this week's mini project are: store a group of missiles and rocks. Manipulate the two groups to determine if collision occurred and take respective actions. Update lives and scores. So, let's do it. Easy way to understand this project. First of all, just to understand the whole development process of this week's mini project easily, we will assume that the sprite class has only one field named as value and two methods get_value and update. Ship class will be same as sprite class, for simplicity. Value is an integer, you will see why we are doing this. So, rock_group and missile_group are two sets containing objects of sprite class. My_ship is a single instance of ship class which represents our ship. Assume that collision means equal value. Let's get started.
Here is our sprite class. It has a single field, value, and two methods. Get_value just returns the value. Update method increases the value by 1. It also uses modulus to keep value in a certain range, like warping across edges. Ship class is similar to sprite class. It just has an additional method shoot to fire missiles. Here I have created single instance of ship, missile, and rock. Then I'm printing their values. Then update method is called for testing and again their values are being printed. In console area, you can see their output. This time, instead of directly creating a missile, I'm using ship's shoot method to create a missile. You can see in the output area that, every time I run the code, a new missile is created.
Spawning and storing rocks once every second, using rock spawner function.
Now, instead of having a single variable a_rock for rocks, rock group is created as an empty set. Timer is created to call rock spawner every once a second. Then inside rock spawner, a new rock is created and it is then added to the rock group. In this way, we can have multiple rocks at the same time. In output area, you can see that a new rock is added in the group, every second.
Visual representation of both groups.
Here, I'm just drawing both groups on canvas. It's just to look similar as the game.
Adding key handlers to shoot missiles.
Now key handler is registered to shoot missiles, if spacebar key is pressed. Here, you can see that every time spacebar is pressed, a new missile is being created.
Storing multiple missiles instead of a single one.
Again, similar as rock group, missile group, is initialized as an empty set. In shoot method, a new missile is created and then it is added in the missile group. Now you can see, we can store multiple missiles at the same time.
Adding call to update method in draw handler, for the ship and missile and rock groups.
In draw method, update method for ship is called. For missile and rock group, update sprite group, a helper function is called to call update method for each element in these groups.
Adding collision to the game. Assume that collision means having equal value. We will discuss collision criteria for real game later. Collision between two objects. Collide method in sprite class.
Add collide method in sprite class. It should return true, if other object has the same value as itself. Else it should return false.
Collision between one group and the other object. Group collide helper function. Call group collide in draw handler to determine ship and rock collision.
Group collide takes two arguments, group and other object. It iterates through each element of the group, and as soon as it gets an element with the same value as of other object, it returns true. If no such element is present, it returns false. Here in output, you can see the message if a rock collides with the ship.
Collision between two groups. Group collide helper function. Call group collide in draw handler to determine missiles and rocks collision.
Group collide takes two arguments, first group and second group. It iterates over each element in a copy of second group, and call group collide with that element as the second argument. If the return value is true, that element is then removed from the original second group. Finally, call group collide from draw handler, with rock group as first argument and missile group as second. In output area, you can see the message, when a missile or the ship collides with any rock.
Update lives and score. Decrement lives when the ship hits a rock. So if group collide, rock group, my ship, returns true, decrement lives by 1. Increment lives when a missile hits a rock. So count the number of missiles hitting rocks in group collide function, and in draw handler increment the score by that much amount.
In group collide, initialize hit as 0 and increment it every time when a collision occurs. Lastly, return hit. Decrement lives in draw handler, when the ship collides with a rock. Also, increment score by the number of missiles hitting that much rocks. Here you can see lives decreasing and score increasing appropriately.
Collision in Rice Rocks game.
The circles around are of the same radius as of that object. So here, you can clearly see when a collision occurs. This picture clearly shows the condition of collision in real game.
Thanks for watching this video. I hope this video helped you.